Do you think we need to restore the family so that life can come to order again?
I think that is unrealistic. Oh, yeah, I was brainwashed. What do you want me to say?
It's amazing that we can be brainwashed and don't know that we're brainwashed.
I have been miserable for so many years, being around miserable ass left-wing Democrat liberals.
And what do they think about you being a slut?
They love my slutty ass. Girl, that's not what I'm about.
What a slut!
All right, welcome back to another video, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you guys so much for being here with me today. Before we get to today's video, I just want to do something a little bit special, just a small token of my appreciation to every single one of you guys that be taking the time to hit that subscribe button, give my videos a like, and turning on your notification bells. Thank you guys so much for sharing this video with family, friends, or on your pages, on your timelines. This channel right here is only possible because of all of your support. So once again, I just want to say thank you truly from the bottom of my heart to each and every single one of you guys for your support. All right, so in today's video, we're going to be talking about a person who made an amazing transformation. And I think it's important to get these kind of videos and this kind of information out there, because I feel like if somebody is able to see this information, maybe their lives can be impacted and changed for the better as well. This bit of information here that helped improve this young lady's life, hopefully it can do the same for somebody else. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing Miss Amber Rose. Now, if you don't know who she is, I'll give you a little bit of a backstory on her shortly, because we get to see her before self and her after self right here in just one video. A little bit of a backstory on Miss Amber Rose is that she started off, I believe, as an adult dancer before going on to date the likes of some celebrities like Kanye West and Wiz Khalifa. It wasn't just those two names alone that got her rise to fame. She also earned that herself, but maybe not in a way that you would think. Now, in a way, I guess you could say that Amber Rose is the grandfather, or should I say the grandmother, to a lot of these body positivity feminist movements that go on now today in present day 2025. The whole body positivity movement, actually the root cause of that is something called the SlutWalk.
Today we will celebrate the sexist men out there who think it's wrong to be a slut. And you call us sluts. It's not right. It's not okay. Honestly.
Which was created, invented, and started around October 5th, 2015. And the founder of that movement was Miss Amber Rose.
Great news at the SlutWalk. Amber Rose is this the second annual SlutWalk she's done now?
It's a tradition now.
It is a tradition.
I mean, they even went as far to create whole commercials, like a whole entire advertising campaign to bring, I guess, spotlight to his so-called positive movement. During this advertisement, I'm going to have to interject periodically to help avoid any kind of copyright issues thanks to YouTube guidelines and policies. For those that can't see the obvious here in this advertisement, what's going on is she's now doing what is called the walk of shame. If you're not sure what that is what usually happens, or what women go through, I guess, after they have a one-night stand with some guy at his house, and now they have to go ahead and walk it back home.
Heavens! It seems as though that woman hasn't been home since last night.
I sure haven't.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nothing I haven't done before. In my day, I was no stranger to the walk of shame.
No shame here.
Hey, you're an inspiration to my daughter.
Now, as you can see here, they have her getting praise from some elderly women as if the older generations also support this kind of behavior. Even having a man who appears to be a father roll down his window and shout out, "Hey, you're an inspiration to my daughter, as if fathers should be supporting this. And this is also just another one of those things that is heavily supported and uplifted by the Democrats and the leftists, saying that this is somehow good for humanity, which once again, this is just another one of their policies that seem to go against Christian values and the Bible. And this is one of the main reasons to why we run into such a big wall with this whole body positivity movement. Because in my humble but personal opinion, this has not been anything good for society. The STD rates and the pregnancy rates amongst our teenagers have now gone through the roof. The over hypersexualization of our minors is at an all-time high.
Mommy, did that woman get f***ed last night?
It seems as if she did.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, just look at how they have the kid talking in this video. Look at what they got the kid talking about. And I mean, he's standing next to his mother, for Christ's sake. I think we've shown enough of that advertisement there. Let's go ahead and take a look at how the mainstream liberal media was reporting on this so-called movement, this body positivity, back in 2015.
Just the image of a woman who was, what, 8.5 months pregnant, standing on stage with a big slut walk behind her. I know it's not what it's about.
It's a really good thing.
It is a good thing she's doing.
It's a really good
an odd image.
This is to shed a light on the culture of, not women not feeling shame.
And don't blame women for what they wear, and don't shame them.
And I just wanted to say, I'm pretty sure that Amber and China's parents are so proud of them.
100% positive their parents were just so proud. At every family reunion, every time they go around their friends, bragging and shouting it from the rooftops of their houses, walking around with custom shirts, posting it on all of their social media platforms, telling everybody about how their daughter goes around sleeping with random men, and she is the inventor and creator of the SlutWalk. And this right here is just the typical plan. Get to them while they're young. Their brains are like sponges, right? They soaking up so much information because minors are so easily influenced. And that's why they will frame it as a lot of these things are only targeted towards adults. But when you look at it, they're teaching this in schools, books, cartoons, things that they know that mainly kids are indulging in. Now, I understand. We're all ready to go ahead and dive into that Jesse Lee Peterson interview, and we're going to get to that in just a moment. But before we do, show a couple of street interviews really quick that the people of the community were voicing their opinion about the Amber Rose body positivity, no shame in women movement.
What is your take on Amber Rose's slut walk?
Whatever you do with yourself is your business. As long as you're not too openly having everyone know what you're doing, it shouldn't be an issue.
I'm a person that likes to have sex with a lot of guys, and I'm not a slut. I don't like the word slut anyway, so I typically try not to use it.
I think that there's such thing as promiscuous women, which are women that sleep with a lot of men, and they have a man's attitude.
I think Amber Rose is good because she does it proudly, and she kind of gives girls a lot of self-confidence that seems to be lacking these days.
I don't really know, but all I can say is that if you're supporting some bullshit, then you're some bullshit. Women empowerment doesn't come from bearing everything you got. She creates this image for women that you have to meet up with, and I'm kind of like, suck my d***. Lick my d***, if that's how you want to put it, but yeah.
That's why a lot of men don't really respect females, because they always try to prove a point. And I feel like as women, you have to learn how to respect yourself, and you have to be conservative with your body.
It doesn't look any classier if a man were to go out and take his shirt off and walk outside without a shirt on,
It is a double standard, but you need to create a slut walk for that. Are you serious? Can't we just all accept this as fucking reality?
And so now, since we done went ahead and informed you about who Amber Rose was and how she got her rise to fame, now let's go ahead and jump into the main event.
Let me ask you about the Me Too and Time's Up movement. Are they making things better or worse for women?
Look, I believe all women deserve justice.
Are they making the things better or worse for men? that movement?
Most men are sexual predators because their parents didn't teach them to not be.
Wow. So you heard that right there. I mean, immediately with the justification and the defense for all women while throwing all men under the bus.
Right. So you call yourself a slut.
Yeah.
Do your parents know you're a slut?
Yep.
And what do they think about you being a slut?
They love my slutty ass. They love me.
Now, I just want to jump in really quickly here and say that I think it is extremely important that you guys try to remember to the best of your ability what her views and opinions are here currently. Because in just a few moments, we're going to jump into the future, do a little bit of time traveling, and we're going to tap into how her views and opinions have changed here now with the more current and up-to-date version of Amber Rose.
You know what I love about the Great White Hope? He is an example of a real man. You know, he put the country first. As a real man who was married, would put his family first.
You think he put his family first? Melania doesn't even want to hold his hand. They're unhappy.
They're not unhappy.
They're very unhappy, and you can see it in their faces.
Why do you say that they're unhappy?
Because it's just very obvious. If you can just look at a person and see like that they're unhappy, like Melania Trump, for example.
They don't look unhappy to me.
It's how does he put his family first? How can you say that?
Now, as you can see here, she's pretty much just the same as anybody else, right? That has been brainwashed by the left in their rhetoric. She thinks that Trump is just the worst guy walking. He doesn't love his family. He doesn't care about minorities or any people of color. He's basically Hitler.
Children suffer when they don't have fathers and mothers together. Why do you think black men and women are so crazy? Those that are born with single mothers. If you notice, the men that are born with single mothers act just like the mother. They're emotional, they have doubt, they're worried, women are taking care of them or the government.
That comes from parenting. You
Right.
can't just say that it's a
But
woman.
that's what single
Some
mother-
parents are not amazing parents.
Now, I have to say on this point here, I do kind of agree with past Amber Rose here. Small bit. It is true. Unfortunately, there are some great people that actually do come from single parent homes. But unfortunately, like she said, just not everybody is actually meant to be parents. Now, let's go ahead and crank our hearing aids all the way up so we can really hone in on what happens in her reaction to when Jesse Lee Peterson tries to school her on some old school history.
I remember when black men and women were a decent people. I grew up under the Jim Crow laws down in Alabama, and black men and women got married, they had children under the umbrella of marriage, they owned land, they educated themselves, and they respected others. And when they took the fathers out of the home, the government became the daddy of the family. Black people, not all, but most, went out of control. And now there is an anger between black men and black women that I think is going to take Jesus Christ to come and restore. 77% of black babies born out of wedlock to black women who are born in America, and those kids are growing up angry and out of control.
Pay attention. Here it comes.
Do you think we need to restore the family so that life can come to order again?
I think that is unrealistic.
All right. Are y'all ready to time travel? So now that we heard the thoughts, views, and opinions of the old school 2015 Amber Rose, let's now get back to 2025 and let's listen in on how she feels about things now.
And for those women who have been brainwashed, how were you brainwashed, and did you know you were being brainwashed when it was happening?
I did not know I was being brainwashed, no.
Really?
No, not at all. I'm from the East Coast.
Right.
I moved to LA, and out here, I just am being famous, newly famous, maybe at the time. I felt like I was doing the right thing, being politically correct. And politically correct in Los Angeles is being pansexual, even though you're not pansexual.
And that is a big problem for a lot of people, because that is one thing that the Democrats do very well. They know how to play on our feelings, what we feel, how we feel. But they're not really the party of logic.
And so the last time you were here, you had founded a group called the SlutWalk.
It was, yes.
And
it was my
had,
nonprofit.
And you had a SlutWalk.
Times changed.
Right.
I have come to terms with the fact that I was brainwashed. I was a brainwashed feminist because I thought I was doing the right thing, and I realized over time that I wasn't. I felt like I was a part of the degeneracy. I was a part of not having men in the home.
You see the big difference here. And one of the key words that she used, she was brainwashed. She was a brainwashed feminist. And then she goes on to say that she also contributed to the fatherless home epidemic that we are seeing right now. And for anybody that kind of doubts the statistics here on the fatherless home thing, I'll go ahead and I'll put something on the screen right now for you. Take your time, look at it, pause the video if you got to.
When I was doing my slut walk and I was screaming, my body, my choice, I wish somebody would have just showed me a film of what an abortion looked like.
Yeah.
I would have changed my mind like that.
Now, pretty much you heard what she said. If somebody would have just shook her and just actually shown her, put it right in her face what these things actually look like and what the cause and effects of these things could be, she would have changed her mind like that. But of course, we all know that that's not simply what the left does. They can't show you the truth. If they were to go ahead and show you the truth, I don't think they would have a party anymore.
You said Obama was this sexist, most amazing person in the world.
I said that.
Do you still feel that way now that you're supporting Trump? And I'll get to the great I hope in a minute. Do you still see Obama in that way?
Oh, yeah, I was brainwashed. What do you want me to say?
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's amazing that we can be brainwashed and don't know that we're brainwashed. Isn't that mind-blowing?
It's crazy.
Now, in this part here, Jesse Lee Peterson is about to ask her, do you have any regrets? And I think her answer is going to hit home for a lot of us.
Do you have any regrets?
I do, and I feel like a lot of people be like, I have no regrets, and I have a bunch of regrets, yeah.
And why do you have regrets?
I have been miserable for so many years, being around miserable ass left-wing Democrat liberals, and I was wondering why I was so sad. And now I feel free.
Yeah.
I've never felt so free in my life.
And now see, that part right there really hits home for me. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to go ahead and do this video here, is because if it hit home for me, maybe it'll hit home for a few other people too. While I was so heavily in the Democratic belief, I also was a very angry or sad or just a very emotional individual, period. All of the emotions except happiness. But now that I'm with the party of logic, the party of critical thinking, no more anger, no more frustration, really not even any more worries. Just feel free.
How did you come to vote for the Great White Hope?
For me, some just didn't make sense. I went from listening to music that always said, that Donald Trump was with the people, and all of these rappers and singers and other people, minorities, that praised Donald Trump all the time. But then all of a sudden, when he started running for president, he was racist. Something right then and there to me just kind of felt off. Didn't make a lot of sense. Let's see what Amber Rose said about that.
It's funny. I went to my dad, my white military dad, and I said, Trump is racist, and he was like, what the f are you talking about? No, he's not. No, he's not. And I was arguing with my dad, and he was just like, Amber, prove to me that Trump is racist.
Nice.
And I couldn't. He challenged me. And then in trying to find that Trump was racist, I fell in love with him.
Yes.
I fell in love with everything about him and what he wants to do for us. And I was just so brainwashed the last election. And I'm really sad that I missed out on those 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yet here we are once again, to where I have to 110% agree with her. I was in the same exact position. The more I actually did my research, and the more I actually read about his policies, and the more I actually watched his press conferences, rather than just getting my little clips from here and there, the more I was like, wow, he actually has a great vision and a great plan for the whole country. The more I started to, I guess you could say, admire what it was he was trying to do.
I think that's the misconception about being on the right or voting for Trump, is that you just hate gay people, you hate trans people, you hate drag queens. I don't hate anybody.
That is a common misconception about Republicans or about anybody that just believes in Trump and his policies, is that we're hateful people. We're oppressors. We just want to hold people down. When really, we're just trying to give you all of the tools that you need to fend for yourself. The Democrats want to give you a fish. The Republicans want to teach you to fish.
You looked at your life and you realize, you know, I couldn't help myself. Why would I be hating her? She couldn't help herself.
Right, exactly.
And this is passed on from generation to generation. And most people want to examine themselves so that they can forgive.
And what Jesse Lee Peterson just said right there about forgiveness, you know, I can't tell you guys out there, how to do it or how to forgive or what exactly worked for me to where I was able to let go of any grudges or anger that I was holding on to. All I can say is the more I actually indulged and the more I actually accepted Republicans and this whole new lifestyle, it just kind of went away. I will say, in my opinion, I do think that maybe more people need to learn to just live and let live. Live and let go. Move on. Crying about it, holding on to it, isn't hurting the other person.
That's what's wrong with the blacks. They think their problem is racism, it's a white man trying to hold them back. And if they were to forgive, everything would change. And they would realize that no one can hold you back.
I agree with that, yeah.
But if you're angry...
It's not just black people, but yes, I agree with that.
So now, I wonder, what's Amber Rose's take about the supposed boogeyman of racism?
I wish people would forget racism, yes. As a biracial person, it fucking drives me nuts.
Yeah.
I literally hate it so much. And I feel like the only people that give me a problem being, or representing my white side, or saying that I'm black and white and not just black people. Black people are the only people that do that to me.
The most racism that I've ever seen before, honestly, probably comes from within the black community. Black people don't like white people. They don't like Mexicans. They don't like Asians. They don't like nobody. And I'm not speaking on all black people. Of course, I'm not. I'm just speaking on the ones that constantly see race in every direction. And since they think that every race hates them so much, they project that same energy back out.
The blacks is funny.
The blacks are a mess, huh?
No, you saying the blacks is funny.
Another soul saved. Another mind changed. Another person that has finally broken out of the matrix. She took the red pill. I take my hat off to Miss Amber Rose for finally waking up and coming up out of this supposed trap of oppression and feminism and everybody hates you and Republicans are racist. One thing that's true is that if you are looking at the world through a hateful lens or through the lens of fear, then you're never actually going to see the world for what it really is. All the natural colors, beauty, sounds, shapes, you're never going to see it. And until we all wake up, life is just going to pass you by. And now with all that being said, I just want to go ahead and thank all of you guys for checking out this video and for sticking around to the end. And I also want to give an amazing shout out to every single one of you, my subscribers, my supporters. Thank you guys so much, and I appreciate y'all. As always, I am Click That Reacts, and I'll be seeing y'all in the next one.